and one that writes my paychecks, Jeff. No, he was asking me some questions about Super Saturday, and I actually got talking about you guys. So.
Oh, good.
So sorry, that's where I was.
That's okay. That's okay.
He's just a gabber.
I'll have to tell him you said that.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, definitely tell him that.
Yeah. So, guys, I'm so excited to have Jeff on our first official Diamond and Higher call. Now, I know we have coaches of different levels, some who are still pushing for Diamond, but they want to finish the year at, 2-star, 5-star, 10-star. They're going for big things, or so I've heard. And then others who have hit that Diamond goal, and you either feel stuck at Diamond or you're, trying to figure out how to get past that. And I couldn't think of a better person to talk about it other than my corporate mentor, Jeff Matthewson, who, he gets a chance to work with coaches all over this region and gets to hear what's working, what's not working. And I know that he has some good tips to be able to share with us to be able to push past. So, Jeff, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Sweet. Thanks, guys. And yes, I'm wearing a hat because it's Wednesday, it's hump day, and our little guy may not have been up for a lot of the night. So this is what you get. So I'll try to hide the mullet as best as I can, look somewhat professional, but I need to take a tip from Amber Hudson on how to do the little top side bun with the hair. So Amber, we'll talk after this call. Thanks for letting me jump on, guys. I know that the call got moved around a little bit with the Rachel Hollis call, which kudos to Meg, by the way. I think she did a good job. Great job. Okay, we got some head nods, but really good job. I would have thought that you were the featured presenter and Rachel was on your call, but she's like, oh, stop, but keep going, Jeff. No, it's really good. So I know that there's been some flexibility with the schedule, and appreciate you guys if you're at home, if you're at work right now, if you're on the road, whatever it is, being flexible for that. I hope what I share today helps in some way or gives you some ideas. I don't want to sell myself short. I don't think what I'm going to share is going to be like earth-shattering, groundbreaking news for any of y'all. If it is, then great. I definitely earned the paycheck today. But I hope, what my hope is as we talk about these push groups, or specifically pushing for Diamond, 1-star, things like that, that it either renews an excitement for you or it sparks some ideas that you can incorporate as you push for this goal. Now, obviously, I know some of you a little bit better than others. Allie, what's up? Allie and I have had some good chats as well. And Megan, I know a little bit better, but some of you I don't really know yet. I need to get to know you guys better, so I'm excited for that too. Like Meg said, I work with a wide range of coaches, especially over the past 4 months. It's been even more wide range, so that's why some people don't hear from me as often as they probably should. But I'm over the northeast region of the United States, basically anything from DC all the way up to Canada, and as far west as Ohio. Okay, I love Ohio. And so I work with specifically any of the 3 stars all the way to 15 stars like Meg, but any coaches that are just starting out, Diamond, 1-star, whatever as well. So, and I've been doing this for almost 4 years now, which is crazy. And before Beachbody, I was in this industry, health and wellness, direct sales, all that, for about 10 more. So even though I'm a young buck with hippie hair, I feel like I have some experience and some industry knowledge that hopefully I can fuse in today. First of all, I'm just excited for you guys, and this isn't just Beachbody speak. I'm excited for where we're at right now. I think I'm not going to say right now is the best time to ever be a Beachbody coach, but I think right now is a really advantageous, sweet spot of a time to be a Beachbody coach, and here's why. We've got just, guys, we're aligned finally. Okay, I think the past 1.5 to 2 years, we at corporate, okay, we'll own it, but I think you guys as well. And I don't know who our newest coach is versus our most tenured. I have an idea on that one, but I'm going to say it, and it's not to offend anyone, but the past 1.5 to 2 years, all of us, including me and us here at corporate, we've been in management mode. Management mode, to me, not a bad thing. It's not. You're managing your business. You're making sure the doors are open to the store, that things are going well. You're putting out fires. Maybe there's some growth. Like, things are good. We're just kind of operating. It's what do they say? It's kind of, what's the word? It's an everyday occurrence. I can't remember the phrase. I'm going to remember as soon as I move on. But point is, we've been managing our business. Okay, it's status quo. That's what I was going for. We've just been running this business status quo, right? I think the past 5-6 months since the start of the year, we finally got it to where we're not just managing our business, managing our teams and our goals, but we're strategically driving them. There's a difference there. Managing a business is good. It's not a bad thing when we've been doing it, but we're not strategically driving growth, meaning we're driving towards something more. We're driving towards something bigger. We're building for residual income, residual growth, meaning growth that happens organically over time as a result of our not so organic efforts, right? It's our deliberate actions on the day-to-day. And I think we're finally in that spot with our launch structure. I know this isn't talking about push to diamond, but I want to set the stage for, guys, now is the time to go if you're going to go, because it's a really sweet spot to go with it. But our launch strategy with how we launch programs, you saw it with 80-Day Obsession, guys, right? Before the program was launched, way back in December, you could get early access. You could order your packs. We had a little Obsessed. You could test out the workouts. 80-Day Obsession, when that officially launched, became our highest grossing, selling, producing program ever. So if you like T25, if you like 21-Day Fix, if you like Insanity, 80-Day Obsession blew all those out of the water in terms of magnitude of launch, right? That lasted about 3 months. When a little program that we thought would be okay and would fill a needed niche of nutrition, 2B Mindset. Again, the same launch strategy, some sneak peek into it with the test group, exclusive group with the Lano, whatever. That became our highest producing program launch ever. And not just by a little, by 2 or 3 times over 80-Day Obsession. Okay? So we're 2 for 2 with product launches. And Lift 4, it's trending really well. Okay? It's projecting to be a very solid one as well. So if we're batting 1,000, so to speak, if you're a softball or baseball player, our launch strategy is good. It's not just the program either, right? It's the fact that we, all of us, are communicating earlier. We're talking about how we can leverage this, how we can share it with others, how we can add value and exclusivity to it. I'm excited as well because there's other things that are coming. Okay, you heard at Summit. There's obviously more programs with Shift Shop Proving Grounds, with Sean T's Transform 20 that are going to be launched in a way that gives you guys a nice cadence to your business to where they're not cannibalizing each other. It's not, what do I do now? How do I try to sell BOD? But it's, how do I sell this program with a particular pack to help people get results? Okay. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited because we've set ourselves up for when we decide to make that decision to expand even more. Okay. We are aligned with our commission structure. I think there's more excitement around just everything with the recruiting process, with our challenge groups. It's just a really, really good time to be. Yeah. And pumpkin spice. I thank you. Pumpkin spice. Right? Seasonal Shakeology. Just get your UGG boots out now, guys, because it's going to be big. Okay? UGG boots and pumpkin spice Shakeology. So I hope you're excited. Now, you probably didn't come on here to hear about the excitement with the company, but I really, really think it's a great time to be an entrepreneur here. Okay? And just in general, the entrepreneurial world, it's exciting. It's kind of renewed again. There's a new breath of life in it. But no matter where you're at right now, I know some of you are at Diamond rank. I know some of you are at Emerald. I know some of you are newer coaches pushing for Diamond or whatever the rank is. Maybe it's 1-star, 2-star. What I want to talk about today are 3 things, threefold. Okay, and then we can do Q&A at the end. So if you have questions, drop them in the chat or just save them. We'll hit it because I tend to just ramble and talk. So I'm sorry for that. We're going to talk about why push for Diamond. And again, I think all of this applies if you're pushing for 1-star, if you're pushing for 2, 5, Emerald, whatever. Okay. But I'm going to specifically talk about the push to Diamond because I know that that's a big focus of this group. Okay? We're going to talk about the how a little bit without getting too boring and all the numbers because that's not that fun, but it's good to know how to get there. And then I'll talk about, is it possible? Okay? Probably about 15 minutes. So give me 15 minutes and then you're done listening to me. Hooray. So why should you push for Diamond? Well, here's some of my opinions. And this actually comes from me asking about 4 people in the office that work exclusively with their Diamonds at 2 stars, asking Jeff Hill. And so I've got a bunch of notes here I'm going to share with you. So why is it important to push for Diamond? Now, and again, this applies to anything you're pushing for. I'm going to put someone on the spot, and they don't know I'm going to do this. Okay, so I'm not going to put you on the spot now. Allie just took a deep breath, so you know it's going to be her. So Allie, not right now, so you have like a second to think about this, but I want you to think why it's important to push for Diamond. Before I say that, though, I think, number 1, pushing for that, guys, adds so much credibility and trust in your business. What do I mean by that? You guys all have challengers. You even have coaches. You have emeralds. You have a network of people that are watching you, whether you like it or not. It's a little creepy to think about, but people are watching you. As you make it known that you're pushing for a particular goal, whether it's diamond, whether you're pushing for a health and wellness goal, whatever, it builds credibility. It builds trust with your network, with your publics, right? That's a big win, especially when you hit it. If someone is going to entrust something as sacred as their health and wellness and their financial outlook with you, well, they're going to entrust it with someone that they know shows up, that they know is pushing, that they know is challenging themselves to get better, right? That's one of the reasons why I think it's important to push, not just for diamond, but these particular rank goals or business goals, because people want to be associated with success. Now, I say that, I don't want you to think that you have to be a diamond coach or a 15-star diamond to have the credibility and trust of others. Like, you don't have to have success to be really good at this up front, right? You guys know more about health and wellness, about hitting goals, about accountability than most of the planet. So own that. But it just augments it when you can make it known that you're pushing for this particular goal and when you actually go and do it, okay? So now, before I share more ramblings about why, I'm going to put the lovely, wonderful, talented, and one of my good buddies, Allie, on the spot. Allie, in your opinion, why is it important to push for something like the diamond rank?
Okay, so first of all, thanks for this. You just about gave me like a heart attack. It never gets easier to get called out. But I think it's like really just about making that shift. Like when you are going for diamond, you know that you're going to take it further and you know that this is going to be an actual business. I think before you decide that, you're just kind of like dipping your toes in the water and it's not really real. Like I don't want to discount emerald and ruby, even though rubies don't exist. We know they're like unicorns, but I think like when you make that shift to go to diamond, like you're actually in it. Like it becomes more than just a hobby and it becomes more than something that you're just doing to help others. It becomes something that can be life-changing for everyone else. I don't know if that answered it or not, but
I think it's a great answer. I think along with that, I don't think that there is a perfect answer for why you should do it, but I think that is a great reason, right? It helps you take that next step. It's a commitment, right? We're going to talk about that here in a sec. Thanks for letting me put you on the spot. It was really good. And that's coming from someone that has made some significant push goals with things like this. So learning from one of the best right there with Allie. So thank you for that. Guys, I think along with that, did someone want to chime in? Sorry, I think I heard someone. No? Okay. And look at all the love you're getting in the chat for that, Allie. I'm glad I didn't scare you too much by putting you on the spot. She's right, though, guys. I mean, the way I look at it, and this isn't like business doctrine or anything. This isn't like on the wall engraved here at corporate that if you do this, you're going to be successful. But how I look at it, when you sign up to be a coach, which, by the way, side note, you said rubies are kind of a rare thing. If I was a coach, I'd be the most solid ruby you've ever seen, by the way. I wouldn't ever be above ruby or below, but that'd be my sweet spot. How I look at it is when you sign up as a coach, you become a business owner, okay? You have a startup business, which is really, really cool because few people have the guts and the courage to do that, okay? As you push for emerald, you're starting to build this thing, but as you get to the diamond rank, I don't even like to look at it as you achieve diamond. I mean, it's important to have that recognition and stuff, but when you hit diamond, my opinion, you go from being a business owner to a business driver, okay? There's a difference. Again, we talked about managing your business and strategically driving growth. Getting to the diamond rank means you are driving business and growth within your team and your organization. Why? Well, to get to diamond, I'm not going to break down the whole map unless you want me to. I can. But to be a diamond, you have 8 people on your team, okay? That's duplication. You're driving people to results. You're driving volume. You're driving growth. And 2 of those people, guess what? They've helped 2 people themselves. So you're starting to see how the legs of that business start to drive growth. So the way I would look at it if I was a coach, yes, I push for diamond for the recognition and the cool swag and the stuff that comes with it. But if I want to be a legit business driver, I got to get to diamond because, one, it shows you're legitimately got skin in the game. You're not just putting your toes in the water like Allie said. But 2, it's setting yourself up to go to the next step, which I call a business expander, which I don't even know if expander is a word, but it is now. Someone can check that for me. You don't have to, but a business expander, meaning you're driving business. How do we grow this thing? How do we expand it so that this can really become something that you're not having to spend 80 hours a week doing? I'm not saying you have to do that, but you get my point. You're not having to commit all your time to this, but it's expanding organically and through your individual daily efforts. So that's a reason to get to Diamond, in my opinion, because it legitimizes you as a business owner becoming a business driver to someone that can expand it. Okay, here's the other cool part. Who likes money? Yes, corporate's talking about money. I'll put the disclaimer, Beachbody does not guarantee any results. It's a result of your own achievements and efforts, and that long disclaimers. It's important to realize that success comes through hard work. Guys, when you get to Diamond, as you do your team cycle bonus, you're now earning $18 versus a $14 commission. That can significantly impact your weekly paycheck. You're also putting yourself in line for when we have things like a Diamond bonus, which we had last year, okay? We're hoping, nothing's official, so don't go and promote this, but we're looking at ways to have more bonus pools for the Diamond ranked coaches for upfront commissions. There is benefit to pushing to Diamond, not just for you, but for your Emeralds, for your people that are duplicating, okay? That's the why, in my opinion, just some of it. And there's a lot of cool recognition. You do get, when you get to Diamond, you get to work with a corporate person like me, which I don't know why that really drive you, but we do put you in some different masterminds, some goal setting groups that can be beneficial. Before I get to the how, some tips or strategies I've learned from other coaches, let's talk about 1-star and 2-star for a second. Who on this call right now has ever been a Diamond coach? Okay, all right. Perfect. That's more than I thought. Not that I didn't, I have full faith that you were. I didn't know how many were never at Diamond. So let's talk a little bit about this. As you were pushing to Diamond, if I was a coach, which again, I'd be a solid Ruby, so take it for what it's worth. My whole career, if I was all the way up to 15 stars somehow, I would be focused on building Emeralds and building Diamonds and doing that again and again. And whenever I challenge my team, and I'm going to wait to share what I would do here to the how portion of it. But it's that constant cycle, guys, of helping people understand the importance of going for Emerald, understand the importance of going for Diamond, and then replicating that and duplicating that and go doing it over and over and over. As you get to 1-star, how many on this call have ever been 1-star? All right, I like the hands. Oh, of course, Missa. There's Missa. I didn't see you at first. How are you, sister? When you get to 1-star Diamond, guys, obviously there's recognition. At Summit, there's different rewards that you get on that end. But one of the biggest things when you get to 1-star Diamond officially is that you get an invite to your first earned Beachbody event. It's our new leader conference in Los Angeles, which I know some of you on this call have been to. Great event. It kind of, again, legitimizes your business, adds even more credibility to you, and it gives you a chance in an intimate setting to interact with other business owners and leaders at your level and strategize how to get to 2-star, how to get to 5-star and elite, okay? When you get to 1-star Diamond officially, you got the invite. You're coming to LA, okay? The super trainers there, Jeff, Michael, Carl, all that. That's one reason to go 1-star. When you get to 2-star, there's a lot of other reasons, okay? Obviously, there's more income potential at the Star Diamond ranks than at the Diamond rank. You don't cap in certain areas. But at 2-star, there's a couple of big reasons why I feel it's super important to push for this, okay? Because as you push to Diamond, guys, great. Push for it. Celebrate the win because you're now a business driver. But look forward. Look ahead because we're pushing to 2-star, okay? Because when you get to 2-star, here's a couple things that happen. Number one, when you get to 2-star, you get to open something called a second business center, which again, so for some of you, you're like, oh my gosh, really? He's breaking down the basics. Yes, I am. Because until you guys and everyone I work with and even us figure out how to help more people get to 2-star, we got to revisit the basics. And that's not calling anyone out. It's just being real. We've got to understand it better. We've got to know how to explain it better and to exemplify it better, okay? But when you get to 2-star, you open a second business center, which is basically, if I have Nikki here, which Nikki, I like the headband. I'm a full-on headband supporter with this muff lately. If I'm Nikki and I'm building to 2-star and I get there, I can essentially open another Nikki account. There can be 2 of you running around, which could be really scary if you think about it. But you essentially have your first business center and now your second business center, 2 streams of income, okay? And if your husband or spouse or significant other, whatever it is also building this, that's 3 sources of income stream. There's few other companies that allow coaches to have multiple accounts like that, which is a pretty cool deal. As a 2-star diamond, you can open that, you can place it wherever you want, and you guys know how to build a diamond now, so you build out the diamond, and guess what? You're a 3-star just like that. Now, I'm not encouraging just getting to 3-star and 5-star and everything just by building your own accounts. Like, you want duplication for this to be sustainable long term. And like Meg just said, this was a game changer for her. She went from 500 a week to 2,000 in a few months. That's kind of the cool part. And it's going to depend, right? It might be 2,000 a week, it might be more, it might be less. But as you build the 1-star and 2-star, that means that you have a personally sponsored diamond coach or someone that has 8 people under them or that's duplicating. That's a volume that's contributing towards your cycle bonus. That's volume that's contributing towards your personal paycheck. But more so than that, it's creating even more belief and more credibility for the team, because it's not just Allie that's seeing success. It's not just Missa. It's not just Megan. It's someone else that they know, that they love, and they trust, right? That's the biggest impact, because now you've started a movement with multiple people, okay? Also with 2-star diamond, you put yourself in line to be a premier coach, which is just like an elite coach. Not as many benefits, but there's a ton of benefits with it, okay? So again, as you're pushing for these goals, and I know some of you are above that, you're pushing for 5-star and elite, same principles apply here. It legitimizes your business. It puts you in a place that you can expand your business in a significant way. Now, how do we do that? These are just tips and suggestions. You don't have to use them. You can implement them with what you're doing. So I think we talked about the why. Okay, dude, you talked a lot. I understand why I need to do it, but it's still scary as all get out, and I don't have a strategy. Give yourself some credit. You don't have to be perfect, but we're going to give you some tools that hopefully can help you. So as I was talking to Jake Story, okay, who's our regional manager in Canada, he works with all the diamonds to 4-stars up there. It used to be my old job, actually, before I came down here. He says something that he shares with his coaches that are pushing to diamond or star diamond ranks. He encourages them to go for double emerald. Now, this probably isn't a new concept. You've probably heard something similar to this, but I thought it was pretty cool. Basically, he challenges his coaches to go double emerald in 30 days, meaning help 2 of your coaches that you've signed up get to emerald in a month. He then says, what I do is I challenge him, all right, if that's 2 people in a month, you got 2 emeralds, you're on your way, okay? But if you break it down, that's really helping 1 person help 2 people over 2 weeks. Breaking it down, reverse engineering this thing, so it's not this big audacious goal. You know, I've got to help 1 person do this over this amount of time, right? It becomes a little more easy and tangible to do. What he does is he then says, all right, first 30 days, you help 2 people go emerald. Let's do it again, okay? And a lot of times what he's seen is after that month 2, 1, people are either getting to diamond or they're really darn close, because they haven't focused on necessarily, oh my gosh, I got to get to diamond. I've got to have 8 coaches and 2 emeralds, 1 on each side. I got to be maintaining my volume. I'm just focused on helping 2 people get to emerald. That's what I'm doing. And then they do it over and over and over again. Success story. I don't want to talk about her too much because we talk about her a lot lately, but she's seen a lot of success. Emily Favre. You want to know how she built from 1-star to 15-star in under a year? She's building emeralds and just building. That's all she focuses on, is helping people get to emerald. Okay. Again, I know this is nothing new for most of you, but the simplicity of that strategy, I think, is key, is to just focus on helping people help 1 more person. Okay. When you can take it beyond, guys, and I know all of you are passionate about this because 1, you're on this call taking time to invest in yourselves and your team, but 2, I see it with your posts. I see what you do. You are passionate about helping people get healthy and get results. That's the number 1 way to be successful in this business. My challenge to all of you, including us, is to figure out, how do I help that person help someone else get healthy and get results? How do I help that person invite someone to their challenge group? How do I help that person help someone else to take action in their life? Like, it, again, sounds pretty high level, but when you can take it to that next level of invite, of interaction, that's where you create a movement. Don't keep it within your inner circle. Expand that thing, okay? I've got a strategy I'm going to share with you here in a second, but think about that emerald concept for a second. Would you rather be a diamond coach after 2 months of pushing for it, or a lifetime emerald that's constantly, after every month, still being an emerald. Not a bad place to be. But hey, if it takes 2 months and you hit diamond, great. If it takes 4 months to get diamond, great. You get it, and you stay there and you keep going, as opposed to, man, I'm just driving myself crazy trying to get diamond in 3 weeks or diamond in 2 weeks. So what I'm saying there is strategize, take your time, but challenge yourself to go quick with it. Here's a strategy that I share with people. It's called what do we call it? We're going to call it the Help 1 in 30 Challenge, okay? Because that's actually what the slide says. And yes, I have a slide. You're welcome. Now, I shared this at Super Saturday before, so if you've seen this, I apologize. It's the Help 1 in 30 Challenge, okay? This is what I want to invite and challenge you guys to do if you would like, if it works with your plan, okay? If it makes you uncomfortable, because successful people are the ones willing to do uncomfortable things, right? Take 30 minutes. I don't care when, and you can do this Help 1 in 30 Challenge multiple times during a week, multiple times during the month, whenever. This is designed to get you to take some time to get focused and to act. Over the course of 30 minutes, your goal is to do this. Earn 1 Success Club point. That's it. Okay? Now, some of you might be saying, holy crap, 30 minutes to do that? No way. It's challenging, but it's doable. Okay? Now, you could also adapt this. If you're like, nah, I don't know, I want to, like he was saying, take it to that next level and help my one person help someone else. Okay. Do this Help 1 in 30 Challenge with your people. Okay? In the next 30 minutes, together, let's help one of your challengers get started as a coach. Let's help one of the people on your list commit to being in our next challenge group. Something, right? With this particular challenge, though, if you're aiming to get 1 Success Club point, 1 that's going to help you get to Success Club, but 2, if you're duplicating this with your teams, people hitting Success Club means more volume, means more coaches, means more rank driving activities. Here's 3 things that I would recommend doing in that 30 minutes to help you achieve the Help 1 in 30 Challenge. This is really basic, I know, but guess what? For some reason, all of us in the network haven't figured out how to do this consistently, so I'm re-hitting it, okay? You guys are good at it, though. You guys got this down perfect, but it's just, refresh your memory. In that 30 minutes, 3 new conversations, not existing, new. You're reaching out to someone on your list that you built. You're reaching out to an old friend from high school you haven't talked to in years. I don't know. You are just trying to spark a fire of new conversation. And it doesn't have to be about your challenge group. It doesn't have to be an invite to purchase. Start a combo. Build that network, right? 3 invites. People don't like to do this. It's not natural for us as humans to go out and invite people. I'm not saying you have to invite them to the challenge group or to the sneak peek or whatever. That could help. But invite someone to go to lunch with you. Invite someone to check out this post you made. I don't know. Just invite someone to act, to do something. And the 3rd, this one's uncomfortable as well, but it's important. 3 follow-ups. I guarantee, and I don't guarantee often, but I will guarantee that someone that you've talked to before or people that you've reached out to that haven't responded, if you follow up enough, you will find people that are ready to build this business. Even more so than that, you will find people that are ready to act and do something. You've got a lot of low-hanging fruit, and sometimes I think we overlook that with conversations you've had with invites. Did you have someone purchase an 80-day obsession pack when it launched and they never joined the group or they didn't do much? Follow up with them. Say, hey, we got a great new group. It's Lift 4 starting on the 16th. We need you there. You're a great person. You're an influencer. We need you in this group. It's so empowering, right? This last part, if you need some accountability, tag me in it when you've done it. Let me know how it goes. Message me. I'll see it, and I'll probably encourage you or challenge you to do something else. But if you need that accountability factor, just let me know, hey, I did the Help 1 in 30. I didn't get any sort of action from anyone, but you did it. Or maybe you're going to say, guess what? I got that SC point. I got to SC5 because I took this 30 minutes to break it down and push for it. Now, the last thing, and then I'm done, and we'll do some questions, okay, is this. There's a lot of ways, guys. There's a lot of how-to, a lot of push groups that you can do. The biggest thing, though, is that you do it, that you act. I'm telling you, I talked about this at Super Saturday, but I went out to Columbus and Pittsburgh this past week for my events, and I did one-on-ones with coaches. I did them with Million Club earners. I did it with Diamond coaches. I met with all these people, and there was a common theme that I was really surprised about, but I wasn't, because I hear it all the time. and it was what's holding you back or what's preventing you from going for this goal you're talking about. And it's the F word. Fear. Okay, I got your attention. It's fear. And I know you guys do personal life. You always hear about fear. How do we overcome our own mindset? How do we overcome objections? How do we do that? But I'm a firm believer that one of the main things that holds us back in life, in coaching, as people trying to hit health and wellness goals, whatever it is, with family goals, whatever we got, is fear. If we feel like we don't have a lot of time, that we're just overwhelmed with everything going on, it's because we fear simplifying things. We fear maybe pushing something aside that's not as important right now. If we fear if we're struggling achieving a goal, most likely fear is the root cause of that. Again, not an easy thing to overcome. As you guys push for these particular goals, and I know Meg's got a great team retreat plan that kind of sinks in with these goals that you're pushing for. If you're pushing to get to leadership, if you're pushing for Premier and Elite, you're going to have times where you're riding high, you're going to have times when you fail, and it's going to be as a result of fear. Okay? So I'm going to share a quick video with you, give you a little challenge, and then we're done. So it's a 2-minute video. How many of you know who this guy is? Where'd he go? Hold on. Wait for it. Sorry, you guys see the help 1 in 30 challenge again. Here comes all the bouncing points, just to reiterate the points we hit. Okay? All right. Who knows who this guy is? Yeah. You guys are like, no idea. He looks like a flying squirrel. Well, that's one of his nicknames, is the flying squirrel. His name is Jeb Corliss. Okay? I didn't expect anybody to know him because I didn't either until I actually worked with him a little bit, as he was a spokesperson for a company I worked for before Beachbody. Anyways, he's kind of known, guys, as one of the pioneers of base jumping and wingsuit flying. Yes, he's a human, and he's talking about flying, okay? Now, he's a kooky guy. I will be the first to admit that. He's out there at times, and I think you have to be a pro in this sport, but he's really good with his approach to fear and how he approaches challenges. And I want to share a quick video from him real quick. It's, like I said, really short, but just kind of listen to how he approaches fear. And how does that apply to you? How does that tie into maybe any of these struggles you're facing as you're pushing for diamonds, you're pushing for 2, whatever, not just ranks, but these goals you push for? And how can you act today, change that mindset now, and go and overcome that fear and objection or whatever it is? I'm telling you, when we can get past fear, we can do a lot of things. So check this out. I'll let Meg and Megan give me a little thumbs up if you can hear it. I think it should play, but we'll watch it right now. Maybe.
Since I was a very small child, I remember watching birds opening their wings and flying. And I remember telling my aunt, I'm going to do that when I get older. And she looked at me and she's just like, Jeb, that's impossible. If you think that something can't be done, there you go. It can't be done. But if you think that something can be done, then as a human being, we're capable of figuring out how to make the impossible possible. And what it has to do with is it has to do with overcoming fear. I absolutely am scared of the things that I do. I'm not a superhuman. I'm just like everybody else. And when I'm afraid, it's like the thought of doing something is what's scaring me. That uncertainty, that questioning, should I do this? What could happen? What could go wrong? And what's really quite interesting is that sheer terror is right up until you step off. The instant you step off, you're no longer scared. You're in that moment. There is no yesterday. There is no tomorrow. There's only what's happening right this second. And the sensation, the feeling of becoming successful after being so scared and overcoming that fear, it brings you this sense of peace and fulfillment and happiness that I just can't describe.
So anybody want to go base jumping? Summit, maybe a team building activity? I think Meg has this planned for the retreat in Florida, so just be aware. Again, he is an out there guy, super cool. And I love his approach to fear. And I actually should have kept sharing my screen because there's a quote he shares at the beginning that I want you guys to remember as you're pushing for these goals, okay? Because, guys, I get it that what you do is hard. It really is. And I will say it speaking from my wife's standpoint. She's an entrepreneur herself currently. She has a startup business. Right now she's a business driver, I'll say. Her and her sister are at the business driver level. And it's hard. And it's a commitment, and it's scary to fail. It's scary. It's just hard, right? The time commitment away from family and the whatever it is. But just seeing her push herself to do that, and seeing some of the benefits that are starting to come, it's so worth it. Okay. And I think it ties in here to this quote he says at the beginning, and I'm not going to make you watch it again. It's this one right here. He says, once we believe something can be done, then as human beings, we are capable of figuring out how to make the impossible possible. Okay? If you believe you can't do something, then great, you can't do something like you said. But like Ali said earlier, when you're willing to kind of take that leap of faith, when you're not just dipping your toe in the water, all the fear, the anxiety, the anticipation, the worry of not getting there, the stress of not knowing what to do or thinking you're going to fail, that all goes away when you take that leap. Okay? And there might be little instances where it comes back, but not as strong, right? My invitation to you, start believing that you can do this, first of all, and then try it, act on it. I'm telling you, now's the time. It's what I tell my wife when she's building this and she's frustrated. And I'm not saying my advice is always good. You've seen that on this call. But I just tell her, make it worth it, right? Don't look back a year from now and say, man, that was a waste of time, right? Maybe it was a waste of time, but it's not a waste of time because of the effort and the mindset that you put into it, right? I'm fully confident that you guys can do this. I've seen it I talked about Emily Faber real quick. Emily Robidas, if you guys know her, she went from diamond to 5-star diamond her first year of being elite and starting in October to December. I did a mastermind call with another coach or a group of coaches. And there was a particular coach that was talking about limiting beliefs and how to not limit our team's beliefs. She was a 2-star diamond, and she had her sister-in-law that had been watching her do this business for 5 years plus. Okay. And this current coach, pretty successful, gone on all the trips, was making decent money, right? And the sister-in-law finally came to her and said, I'll just make up a name because I don't want to say who it was, but she came to her and said, Allie, I've seen what you've been doing, and I want what you've got. Show me what I need to do. And the coach, it's her sister-in-law, right? So she's like, well, what's easy win? Let's get you in the Get Started training group and watch this one, and then you can watch the other ones later. I don't want it to be too overwhelming. And the sister-in-law said, Allie, I've seen what you've done, and I want what you've got. Not in a jealous way, right? I want to do what you've done to get where you're at. And she said, oh, okay. And she's a little fearful still. But they set goals around pushing to emerald, pushing to diamond. And here's the thing. In 30 minutes, that sister-in-law went emerald. And that same day, I can't remember the exact number, but I think she had 4 or 5 coaches signed up. Again, is this an out there example? Yes, but it's out there because they were willing to put themselves out there. You never know who's ready to go with this thing. And you never know when you're actually ready to go with this thing. So make it count and really push for these goals, guys. Make the impossible be possible. And I think now's the time. It's a great time and environment to do so. So now that you just listened to me talk for 34 minutes straight, ears are bleeding. What questions or comments do you got about anything pushing for diamond, anything? I'm ready. Willing to do it.
Hey guys, any questions you have, you can either unmute yourself or just do the chat, whatever you prefer. But Jeff, I think that was dead on. I think a lot of us, all of us are capable of doing it, but it's the fear, right? The fear that holds every single one of us back. We know the things that we need to be doing and what they'll do for us, but it's for some reason we just stop. So I think that was perfect. Questions, guys? Yes, no, maybe so. Everyone's like, I don't know if I have a question. Jeff, those were so dead on. I love that 1 in 30 too. I'm already, my head is spinning. I'm like, that would be perfect with the 15-minute power pocket, or what's it called, Allison? Power hour. So that would be perfect for people.
60-minute power inviting.
Power inviting.
It's like a cool name. I mean, I wish there was, but I think it's just like power inviting Zoom. I don't know.
Yeah. So guys, do we have any questions for Jeff on like getting to Diamond 1-star, 2-star? Yes, no.
Did Jamie raise her hand or she was pointing?
Well, Angela posted a question.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, she asked any strategy tips for a fallen diamond, different ways of approaching, and I will echo that because I have plenty of coaches on either leg. I just don't have the emeralds, so I really love the, going for double emeralds every month. That's what I'm doing, or I should say that's what I'm trying to do. So anyway.
When you say fallen diamond, do you mean that your rank is fallen diamond or your coach is fallen diamond?
Well, Angela is on here. I don't know if, anyway, she posted the question. I'm echoing it though.
Oh, okay.
I'm in the same boat.
No, you're good. And
I think a lot of us have been there. A lot of us.
Well, I'm glad you said that, Meg. That's the first thing along the lines I was going to share.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, you will, if it's a diamond rank, emerald rank, 10-star rank, you will drop the rank. Now, that's not motivating, especially after you watch a base jumper guy just jump off a mountain and stuff, but it's real. You're going to drop your rank. Now, so you got to understand that, embrace it, but give yourself some grace. You don't have to be perfect building this thing, but you've got to be willing to just get better and to be like, you know what? I don't like how I feel when this drops. I don't like the situation. I worked so hard for it. It seems like it's crumbling. It's not. Give yourself some credit. I'm not going to let it happen again. And I'm going to push forward. I'm going to become stronger because of it. Now, that's not really a strategy for the fallen diamonds, but just know in your mind, it's going to happen and it's okay. You can, if you were in Lindsay Matway's summit training last year, or if you saw what she shared main stage, she had at the time, I think like 89 person sponsored diamonds. And at the time, currently, I mean, we would love this problem, right? I think she had 31 active. Okay. So, and it's again, just knowing it's going to happen. People aren't perfect, but people can get better. The other thing I would say, a strategy tip for a fallen diamond is if someone drops, let them know, hey, it's okay, but I'm here. What can we do to not just fix it, but what can we do to set some goals to get back to that spot and move forward, right? You got to let them know that it's okay, but you're here and we're going to work together to get to that point. And I think whether it's a one-on-one goal setting call, whether it's some frequent check-ins, a chat group with you and them, and maybe someone else that's in the same boat or you're pushing each other. I think that's a strategy. If anyone else have suggestions for that, I have more, but I see some head nods. Anybody have a strategy for fallen diamonds in particular?
I can chime in.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've lost my diamond like more times than I can probably count, but I don't think there's like a different strategy that we have to apply. I think we have to do what got us there in the first place and not forget that. Like, just do the basics. Every time that I've dropped mine or dropped rank or I feel like my team is crumbling, I just go back to like what Meg had me do in our very first initial push to diamond, and that was talking about coaching every single day, no matter how uncomfortable it was or how much I thought I was going to annoy people, and it was inviting to coaching constantly, and that's what I had to shift my focus to. So I think if you want to get back to diamond, like, your primary focus has to be inviting to coaching and talking about coaching and having faith that those coaches will come and fill your Success Club goals.
Great insight. I'll share this too, and I think it hopefully will help address Haley's question, which is suggestions for when you sign a new coach, helping them get their first win in the business, aka going emerald. Okay, so going emerald is one, right? I think it's important, guys, when just in entrepreneurship in general, you gotta find quick wins. You gotta find the things that make this enjoyable and fun. Okay, not that there's not reasons that make this enjoyable and fun, but there's a lot of uncertainty. Okay, there's probably pressure from, I will say it, there's pressure from a spouse or family, like, what are you doing? You're crazy. Because I said the same thing to my wife, okay, because I didn't understand what she was doing, right? I didn't understand the process. But I think helping anyone taste those quick wins or taste success, and it doesn't have to be their own success, but if they're in a group with positive people where they're seeing success, like that can breed some belief, right? The number one thing I always tell coaches, and I didn't do this with Meg when I had my first meeting with her, but I've learned since. And this came after I completed a program for the first time, which is Shift Shop, which is the only program I've ever completed. There you go. That corporate guy, I need to do more. If a 15-star or brand new coach ever asked me, how do I help people taste success quick, or how do I get past this wall or this block I'm facing? I used to tell them, well, let's look at your business plan. Let's look at your social media. Let's break down the legs of your business. Number one thing I say now is get someone to start and finish a program. That's the number one thing. If you want to help a coach see quick success, get them to start and finish a program. Now, if you're like, well, I don't want to wait 2 months of them doing P90X for them to feel success, do the 3-day refresh. Do Sean Week. Do something to where they start and they have to challenge themselves to finish it. 1, belief is built, but 2, they start to actually see some killer results with themselves, but then they feel more confident to share it, right? Again, you don't have to have done every program, guys, to talk about it because you have enough credibility, but how much more powerful is it when you can say, I've lived it. Here's the proof. Here's my photos. You don't even have to share the photos. Just tell them, I've lived it. I've experienced it. You need to try this because it can help you. And you got to be bold with that. And I think one of the ways that you can be bold is when you personally feel like, you know what, I can talk about this comfortably because I've been there. I've done that. So that's one thing I would say. The other thing I would say, helping them get their first win in the business, well, again, you got to go back to that Allie coach I was telling you with her sister-in-law. You don't want to set expectations so low because you're scared that they'll get overwhelmed or burdened, that they don't reach their full potential. But you don't want to say, all right, your first week in the business, you need to find 3 new coaches and get to Success Club 5 in your first week. If that works for them, great. But how big is that if you can say, this week, your first week, let's focus on helping one person get into the next challenge group. Think about that. If they took it, there's 52 weeks in a year. If they could help one person a week, every week, what would that look like to have 52 coaches on your team? Or let's not even say you had a 100% return ratio. Let's say you had 50%. What would that look like to have 26 new coaches on your team? And I'm asking you guys, what would that mean to have 26 coaches on your team this year, right? If you have a 25% ratio, I'm not going to do math all day, but if you have 12 new coaches, again, break it down to quick wins for them. Together, you and I, let's help one person do that. And here's the thing, and I'm going to challenge Meg, Allie, Missa, these, whatever, high-ranking coaches. I don't even look at your rank that much. I don't even care because you're all great people. I would challenge them to do the same thing, right? If you're asking your new coach to help one person this week, you better sure as heck be doing it yourself, right? If you're doing the Help 1 in 30 challenge, do it yourself. If you're encouraging your team to do a double emerald push, do it yourself. 1, it benefits you. 2, it's going to challenge you. 3, it's going to show them, I'll walk the walk because I believe this is what you got to do to be successful. So long tangent. Sorry. Hopefully that helps Haley. If anybody has anything to add, go for it. I'll read the next question. Oh, Allison did.
Oh, I did want to say something, and this is going to sound kind of harsh, you guys, and I love you, but I had to do it for myself because you guys know we're a superstar diamond team, and earlier this year we dropped down to like a 7-star, and it was when stuff was going on, but to move forward, we are currently a 12-star diamond team, you guys, looking towards a solid superstar. But here's the thing, you guys, I'm not saying that to be like, ooh, look at our team. I had to get over myself. I had to get over myself and say, yeah, I may have achieved that in the past, but that's the past. This is the present. I need to focus on the future. Like, what can I do today to make sure that this does not happen again? What can I do tomorrow to make sure this does not happen again? What do I do the next day and the next day and the next day? And every time you let that fear creep back in, oh my God, I'm just going to fall again, you need to shut that voice up, right? We've all learned from between Brad Bizjack and Rachel Hollis this week that you can't let those negative thoughts come in your head. You have to shut them off and say, I need to say something positive to myself. I am a solid superstar diamond, or I am a solid whatever you want to go for, you guys, and just move towards it. You have to get over yourself because, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but when we fall from ranks, it's hard because it messes with our heads, but we get so wrapped up in ourselves and we think of like, I'm a horrible leader, my team sucks, I don't have team builders on my team, blah, 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 and it's just all about me. Me. We need to look outside of ourselves and say, I need to get over myself because my team needs me, right? Yeah? So draw the line in the sand and just move forward, you guys.
And I'll add too. And you guys are like, oh my gosh, I'm done with this call. I'm hungry. It's lunchtime. Here's the thing. To me, and this is outsider perspective, I would much rather have a coach, entrepreneur like you guys that gets mad at yourself, that gets frustrated and upset that you're not seeing success and beats yourself up a little bit versus someone that doesn't. Now, there's a fine line. If you do it too much, it can be negative and it demotivates you, deflates you. But if you are not being hard on yourself a little bit, you're not going to get different results. You're going to, again, do the status quo. Mm-hmm. So when you fall short or when you fail or when you realize, man, you know what, I need to do better, own it, feel it a little bit, let it sting, but use that as fuel. You know what, I'm not going to let it happen again. And if it happens again, I'm not going to let it happen as bad as it did, right? That to me shows an entrepreneur, a successful entrepreneur in the making, right? A driver of this business, an expander, which is now a word in the dictionary. Let's put it in there. But it's encouraging to me that you guys fail and that you're successful. Like Meg was saying, okay, you're a superstar diamond team. This team is a superstar diamond team. And right now you're a 12-star diamond team, right? The ranks or whatever, I don't really care about that. But to put in perspective, guys, you guys right now are one of the highest ranked teams in the network at 12-star. It's not to bag on anyone else, right? It's not like that. But just to show what you guys are doing. And it's not Meg, okay? Mm-hmm. So first say it, I'll be the second to say it. She's good at what she does, and she's helped you guys duplicate. But what I'm telling you, what Nikki Flores is doing in her organization, what Megan's doing with her team, what Christy's doing with her challenge groups, it all adds up and contributes to this rank or status or achievement. Now we need to take it to the point to where we're going to those next levels outside of our first and second contacts to really build this thing. So again, I'm excited for you guys. I know it's hard. I know it's not easy, but again, make it worth it. End of the year comes.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. And guys, just go for it. Take the stuff that Jeff said, go through and highlight the things and apply it. Yes, got it good. Any other questions? Anything else? Yes, no, maybe so. All right, guys. Jeff, thank you so much. You guys, thank you so much for taking this time on your Wednesday. Hopefully we'll see you tonight during our podcast, and what's it called? 15-minute power invite, whatever it's called.
Marketing behind that is genius.
Whatever it's called. But yeah, we're just 15 minutes of inviting to really maximize July and beat our best. All right. Bye, guys. See you later. Thanks, Jeff.